Automotive behemoth Maruti Suzuki will be handing in its Q1 report card. All eyes will be on how that pans out, because in the light of the COVID-led shutdown and the entire gamut of disruptions that took place for the Motown and for demand, it's likely to be a very weak set of numbers as far as Maruti's Q1 performance is concerned. Q1 of course saw a significant chunk of the lockdown-led disruption, thereby causing an 80% slump in volumes for India's largest car maker. Not only were the production units shut, there was absolutely no work happening at different facilities, but also the dealership front. It was a complete lockdown phase, right? So we are looking at an 80% decline, and it doesn't come really as any kind of a surprise. But yes, how the demand pans out after the phased unlocking happened, that is something that we will be watching out for. But as far as the numbers are concerned, we're looking at a revenue drop of 80%, mirroring a similar kind of downtick that they saw in their volumes. 3,900 is what the ET Now poll is suggesting versus a figure of 19,719 crore rupees YOY. So honestly speaking, when I was making the poll for Maruti, it didn't even feel like I was working with the numbers that actually Maruti is used to logging in. Look at the kind of decline we are looking at, right? But of course, it's a one-off, unprecedented circumstance, hopefully, and things are likely or hopefully will pick up from here on. But looking at the poll, we're factoring in a loss of 340 crore versus a PAT of 1435 crore rupees on a year-on-year basis. We're also factoring in an EBITDA loss of 370 crores versus an EBITDA of close to 2050 crores on a yearly basis. In fact, if it does actually end up happening, it will be the first time in its history that Maruti will be delivering, or rather reporting, an EBITDA loss figure. So there's lots to be seen at this point in time as far as Maruti numbers are concerned. It could be actually setting a precedent for how the other OEMs' performance is also likely to pan out, especially the one with significant domestic exposure. But definitely we're expecting realizations to shrink because of the mix. There was down trading happening once the lockdown lifted. The management also indicated that the shift of the consumer preference is definitely towards the lower end of the spectrum, towards the entry level and the cheaper models. There was no diesel sales owing to the BS6 transition, a step that the company decided consciously to take a year or year and a half ago. The mix is weak due to demand revival driven by entry and mid-level cars. So these are some key headwinds at play as well. EBITDA loss is likely to be significant because of high fixed costs, because of operating deleverage, and this is despite cost-cutting measures that the company has been undertaking for quite a few months, and I'm sure they are still taking it even as we speak. Depreciation cost of Gujarat plant also is likely to amplify the impact on EBITDA margin. Margin headwinds also include rupee depreciation and rise in import costs as well as royalty. But numbers aside, we would like to get in some guidance from the management on demand, the outlook, the consumer trends that they're witnessing earlier on, right after the unlocking happened, and how things are likely to shape up in the next 9 months, because this was just one quarter of this fiscal. So let's try and understand how or what the management says about discounting trends as well. Are they doling out any discounts to attract more customers? The update on production ramp up, but finally, if they have any interesting, exciting launches lined up, because do remember, it's the festive season now that everybody will be watching out for, to spur demand, to attract more customers, and this is a time when typically the fervor is also higher. So what is the plan for the upcoming festive season as well, if they have any interesting launches to watch out for? Let's see how the numbers play out, what the commentary is like, but definitely all eyes on Maruti.